Finish straight, big heavy braking area into turn one, and a great opportunity to capitalise and make some places up, but also lose some places. So you've got to be very mindful of what's going on around you, mindful of the strengths and weaknesses of your adversaries.
23 degrees. Matt, you've raced here, so what, if you're preparing for this race now, what will you be thinking?
I'd have a few butterflies. It's yeah, the competition's quite high, so I always think tyre wear is so prevalent here, and because we've had such mixed weather over the last 2 days, the track hasn't really rubbered up well, and so it's still hard on tyre wear, especially for the heavy cars. So you've got to be mindful of that in the opening sort of 50% of the race, so you've still got a good car under you in that last half.
And of course it's a longer race, it's 15 laps, not the 12 of the previous one. Well, here we are, front row of the grid, Huff and Banani, both for Citroën in the C. Elysees, and on row 2, Guerrieri for Chevrolet, then the best of the heavyweights, the Volvo of Katzberg, and behind him the Volvo of Girolami and the Honda of Norbert Michalik.
Next row, Chilton and Bjorg, both wanting to, Chilton having a strong one in race one, Bjorg trying to get some valuable points. Montero has a big bag full of points this weekend, but wants to capitalise on that championship, strengthen it. Elache and Mishigami in the third Honda, both need a strong result. Coronel had a great race one after a poor initial qualifying. Panis, Daniel Gleeson and Daniel Nagy, sorry, Kevin Gleeson and Daniel Nagy, bringing out the rear end, but both putting solid performances together and getting good miles under their belts.
Yeah, but one car down, of course, instead of the 16, 15 at the moment, as we watch the buzzards, or the vultures, gathering over the grid. John Filippi will not be taking up his 5th place start. We just hope that car can be fixed in time for him to start from the pit lane, otherwise it's sayonara.
Chilton, DHA pole sitter. He needs some strong points. I keep on telling that to him, and he keeps on looking at me with a raised eyebrow that I'm stating the obvious.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing? So happy racing for the Alinkel.com Munich Motorsport outfit. Rennie Munich runs that out of Friedorse, which is in Dresden, and Dresden not that far.
Look at that, Huffy's leapfrogged into 3rd place in the championship, but
wow,
the real strength one is Montero. Look at that, 40 points in front. That's pretty ominous for the others, but
that could change this afternoon.
Change very, very quickly. 30 points up for grabs in just this race. So all you need is a non-finish off Montero and a strong one for the others, and they'll be right on his case.
Well, yes, if Huffy had the win, 94 points, so he'd be knocking on the door when they go to Nürburgring.
Everyone's in the points, so that's a strong one.
Yep. Obviously, the director knows something we don't about the sign above the driver's points there.
Yeah. Well, Honda have been the ones so far.
Yep. Now, race 2 then. The main race for the FIA World Touring Car Championship, 3rd round of the series. We've had races at Morocco and Monza. Now we're here in Budapest at the Hungaroring, and it's a 15-lap dash for the cash around this 4.38 kilometre circuit, the Formula 1 circuit that first saw action in 1986, 31 Hungarian Grands Prix since.
Yeah, I just spotted Ronnie Hartfeld, who was the former lead engineer when Chevrolet were their super successful outfit with RML. He's now the lead engineer for the Volvo Polestar team. It'd be great if Alex could find him or something and just sort of download him, see what we could get out of him. It's always, the Dutchman's always good for a comment or two.
Well, look at this. This is on the other side of the circuit, so the fans have...
That's incredible, Mark, because the prices of the tickets have gone up here.
Yep.
And so to get a crowd like this is phenomenal.
So walking backwards down the grid, we just saw Daniel Nagy. This is Kevin Gleeson. Kevin, the only American in the series, but just loving his motorsport and just learning more and more every weekend on his travels. Aurélien Panis is on the row ahead of him in the Honda Civic. That's row 7. That is Aurélien, son of Olivier. Olivier commentating on this race for Eurosport France.
It's Aurélien who's done some of the ice, Andros Trophy, isn't it? The ice racing.
And last year ran in the Formula V8 3.5 series, finished 3rd in that. And Tom Coronel alongside him, the Flying Dutchman. Man, he never gives up with anything, does he? And Tom telling us great stories about plans he's got to go Baja racing, but it's all secret.
Yeah, he's been doing the Baja with his twin brother, identical twin brother, Tim, the last few years in buggies, and they've got a new project in the planning, which looks fantastic. It looks really, really exciting if it comes off.
Yeah, that's all going to be announced in a couple of weeks. Rio Mishigami then, Mishigami-san, the Honda development driver, Super GT, multiple race winner, still cutting his teeth in this series, had a couple of races last year. He's in it for the full season this year, and hopefully Rio can start getting those podiums. Next door to him, Jan Erlache, another famous son of Kathy Muller, and Yves Erlache, who is 87 goal-scoring footballer for Strasbourg and for Bastia.
Carlos Sainz was a great footballer as well, wasn't he? He was very handy. You often get that. It's just whether it's the balance or the...
Very much so. Yep, so hole on the grid there. 62 car. Of Ted Bjork. And there is where the 27 car should have been. There it is.
Work still being carried out on John Philippe's Citroën Elise. Looks like it was a front strut that was damaged, which is obviously taking a little bit longer to repair than anticipated. The Citroën outfit were very on the ball with the design in the car, where it could clip in, clip out. Very much rally orientated, rally trainer thinking, but it's taken a little bit longer than normal, that one.
Runaway championship leader then, Tiago Monteiro, the man from Portugal. And then the row ahead of him, Ted Bjork. In the Volvo, we heard that interesting discussion about what happened between him, Tom Chilton, and Norby Michelit.
Yeah, rough result for Ted, that, because, you know, he had the better grid position. He's now having to start 8th in this race, so that's going to be a tougher ask with 80 kilos. But and allow Monteiro just to sneak out that little bit. He wants to keep him under pressure, see if he can keep breathing down his neck, and force the Portuguese into a few mistakes. But Monteiro is not making any mistakes at the moment. He's the luck's going with him, and he's driving really, really well. You've got to say that.
So Tom Chilton, we saw, very serious looking, starting alongside Ted Bjork. But here's the man the crowd want to see. This is on the big screens. That's why you're hearing the horns and the cheering. And we're assured his name is pronounced Norbert Michelit.
As our Hungarian commentators in the booth next to us,
yeah, they do keep
reliably advise.
They keep banging on the wall every time he passes someone as well.
I think it was punching the wall when he got past or he got knocked out.
Nestor Girolami been having a good weekend, and Nestor in the 61 Volvo.
Multiple Argentinian champion.
Yep.
Very reliable, very good in traffic, very Latin temperament. So he's quite a fiery racer.
Yeah, been with Volvo for what? This is his 3rd year now, isn't it? He started with them in 2015.
This is the first really full season for him, Mark. He's dropped in and out, so he'll know some of the tracks.
Nicky Katzberg, another of the undersung championship winning drivers.
Super fast Dutchman.
Yep.
Made his name in GT racing, really, more so.
Yep. 2 years ago, he was the Blancpain endurance champion, and he won the Spa 24 Hours in 2015 for BMW. And really, people have said he's in BMW, but here he is now racing for Volvo in the WTCC as we look at Esteban Guerreri.
More of a single-seater exponent. Very quick, though, and has done Argentinian touring cars, so he knows touring car racing, but this is first year in World Touring Cars.
Yep. Run by Adrian Campos out of Valencia in Spain. And then on the front row, Mehdi Banani, man who had to take a 5-place grid penalty after his coming together with Norby in Monza. Some people still say that was rather a harsh penalty, but that rules is rules.
Yeah, some of the Hungarian fans have been reminding him. So he'll want a clean race. He needs some solid points. He's there, and solid points for the Yokohama Trophy as well, because that's, at the moment, Chilton and Huff are sort of making hay.
Yeah, so Huffy then on his Pole position here in Hungary.
Looks like Huffy's holding his breath in that photo, doesn't it?
Right, he's holding his breath. Look at the two girls ahead of him. Just hoping they'll move before the...
Maybe that's why they've got the sunscreens on all the other cars and not Rob's.
So, yeah, congratulations to Rob on that pole. It was a brilliantly taken pole and a very, very thrilling qualifying yesterday afternoon on, as you said, track that hadn't rubbered up. It had been... had all weathers thrown at it all day long.
All Citroen front row then. Huffy and Mehdi Banani. Very tight in qualifying, but they came up with the goods. Guerrieri in the all-light Chevrolet Cruze. Katzberg in the first of the heavyweights in the Volvo, followed by Girolami, local favourite Michelitz, Chilton, Bjorg, Montero wanting to follow up on his first race win. Philippi we won't see, Air Lachey and Michigami in the third Honda. Coronel, Aurelian Panis, following up with Kevin Greason and Daniel Nage on the final row.
Yep, that's another one we've been taught, don't pronounce the Y at the end. Daniel Nage, 3-minute board is up and we're ready to go racing. 15 laps ahead of us for race 2, the main race here at Budapest and the FIA World Touring Car Championship.
Everyone filing off the grid as we get the 3-minute board.
So Matt, in the scheme of things, race 2 is obviously the main race, but race 1 is equally important, isn't it? Because you've got to survive that.
Yeah, you have to survive it, Mark. I don't think there's enough points difference between the two races to warrant, you know, because you're almost gifted the first race by virtue of being 10th on the grid, or 9th or 10th. So I think there should be a bigger points differential. I know you get points for top 5 qualifying, but not enough. There's not enough points differential. So it's a difficult one because you still have to fight hard for your race 1 win. It just makes it trickier. So yeah, but if you can score points in this one, you know, you can start eating into championship leads like Huffy needs to do with, you know, with Montero starting back in 9th. This is Huffy's key opportunity.
Yeah, so a crowd here in the sunshine this afternoon, which the Hungaroring must be absolutely delighted with. And they're all here to see the 2 Hungarian drivers, something, of course, Formula 1 can't offer them at the moment.
Well, Zoltan Zenga, the main man behind Zenga Motorsport, he does a fabulous job with bringing young Hungarian drivers up. He's doing it in the ETCC, the European Touring Car Cup, and he's doing it with other racing. And then he's, you know, he got Norbert Michelitz in, and he's now Norby's moved up into the Castrol Honda works effort. He's bringing new younger talent through, which is, I mean, it's great for their national motorsport.
Right, the grid is cleared then. Slave battery is being removed, door shut. And just a last minute thumbs up in that hole in the grid, as we said, where Jean-Philippe should be. Can he make the start from the pit lane? Can Sebastian Loeb Racing get that Citroen into the event?
Well, one great thing there is Michigami will have a clear box in front of him, so he's got a nice bit of clear air. No.
Yeah, we just hope Ted Bjork doesn't stall any hit.
Wow. Yeah, it was the Zenga Motorsport cars in the ETC which seemed to be struggling to get away, but fortunately they seem to be starting better in this one. Okay, green flag. Off we go. 1 lap before we start round 6.
Yeah, and if you're just
World Touring Car Championship.
If you're just joining us on Eurosport, we know it's a very, very busy weekend. Spanish Grand Prix and Silverstone Long Pan Endurance Series. So if you're just joining us, I'm Mark Cole, with me Matt Neal, and this is round 3 of the World Touring Car Championship, race 2 here at Budapest. And it's a Brit on pole, Rob Huff from Moroccan, Mehdi Banani from Argentine, Esteban Guerrieri, and Dutchman Nick Katzberg. So just weaving down.
Hello,
Let's hear
everyone.
from Michelin.
It's the sunny Hungaroring. Most special race for me in the season for obvious reasons. Race 1 was not really fortunate for me. I had a contact, but still, there's a good possibility to score a podium finish in race 2, starting from 6th. Of course, my main goal is to have a good start and then to make some places up in the first and the second corner. Please hold your fingers crossed for me, and bye-bye.
I remember when Norby came on the scene and his English wasn't brilliant. And now you're listening to him in the car, you know, and he's got to go through procedures of warming tyres, brakes, and clutches up, and all the rest of it. And he's, are we going to get John Philippi out? Looking good.
But no,
the steering. Might not be pointing the right way, but at least we can get him on track and he can have a race. But yeah, Norby's great now. I mean, he speaks very articulately in
great
English language.
He said for obvious reasons. I'm just thinking that's a very English phrase, that isn't it? And he has learned that extremely well. So remember, we got the manufacturers against the independent trophy, and cars weaving to get heat in. Rob Huff, there is Peter Huff, very proud dad. Mum Kate is here too. The field then just getting that heat into the tires. 23 degrees, but a lot more on the track. 48 degrees I think we saw. Look at that, a beautiful windless afternoon here. Late spring. Hungary never looking better.
Huffy leading them round, not wanting to get too far in the front, keep his engine nice and cool, doesn't want to be sitting on there on the grid too long, so he'll be slowing it down and just bunching the field up now, so like making sure his few nervous faces in the All-Inkle garage. Their big opportunity, they want their first win of the year, so they've been threatening the top step of the podium, but no cigar so far.
John Philippi does make it then, so we have our 16 cars. He will have to start from the pit lane, so he's had to give up his 10th starting place in favour of what will be 16th now. So you're with us on Eurosport. This is the World Touring Car Championship, race 2 from the Hungaroring, third round of the series, and the green flag man is there, and Matt Neal, who's going to get the whole shot?
I'm just watching the grid from where we are. The revs are up. Waits for the light. Guerreri makes a poor start. Very even between the two Citroens, but Bernani gets the power down better. And now the Volvo's got to run on Huffy. Huffy's down to third by the looks.
Katzberg has lost, pushed Huff out, and also the second one there of 61 of
Huffy's trying to muscle it out all the way around the outside, but he could get shuffled out round here.
Yeah, he's dropped to 4th place. The two Volvos now in 2nd and 3rd side by side, blocking the track, so Huffy can do nothing about that.
Now can he drop it on the back? Oh, the Volvos are getting into each other. Is that giving Huff an opportunity? Yes, Huff is through. Can you believe it?
Broken front suspension by the look of it there on the, which car was it? Was it 63? See in just a moment. The flags are out though for the man starting from the 3rd row of the grid.
No, I think that was Katzberg going down the inside, so it was Katzberg getting into Ted Bjorg. Well, no, into Girolami.
Girolami going out, yeah.
Oh, he's not going to go down well.
Tom Chilton already well up in the mix there. Look at that in the Citroen. He is just ahead of Norbert. So he's taken a place off Norby already.
The one who's made good progress is Tiago Monteiro.
Yeah. But Rob Huff, his start was good, but it wasn't quite good enough. The Volvos seemed to have the launch.
His reaction time was fast, and he made the initial getaway well. Chilton going defensive on Michelitz. This, Huff got away well.
Safety car.
Oh, right.
That Volvo.
That's going to be for the Volvo. Yeah, then Bernani just got the power down, and he went, as did Katzberg.
Girolami then walking away from it. He thought he'd going to have a really, really good chance this afternoon.
What a stupid guy. What a stupid guy. Really stupid guy. What happened, Nestor? I didn't see it. Nicky, crash me.
That's a very unhappy Argentinian there. The man
it's not going to be a good internal thing at Volvo there. They have had a horrible weekend so far, haven't they? But if they'd have just held themselves together, we got a bit of a slam at the door. So,
So anyway, Rob Huff then has not suffered as badly as he might have done as the Volvos decided to take each other out. It's Bernani from Huff. They're in identical cars. Both Citroens, both carrying the same 60 kilos. They're ahead of Katzberg, Chilton, Michelitz and Monteiro. That's our top 6 at the moment.
It's a bit of it was a gimme for Huff because he was being shuffled down. If those Volvos had just gone through to side by side, they'd block Huff out. All they've got to do is sort it out themselves.
Yep.
And
well, they couldn't help that. They had to fall over each other. So,
crikey.
so Huffy must be laughing to himself.
Well, for the manufacturers, I would. There's some serious faces in the Honda pit. I would have thought they'd be looking quite. Maybe they're quietly smiling underneath the serious faces.
Now, we've already seen the race has been extended to a further lap, 16 laps. We saw what happened earlier today in a race when 2 extra laps were put on. We had someone.
Yeah, we see Huff. You see his reaction time's good.
Yeah.
Then Bernani just maybe, as he puts a bit of lock on, he loses traction.
Yeah.
And then he loses it to not 1 but 2 as Katzberg gets through as well.
Huff tries to squeeze that Volvo in towards the pit wall.
Yeah.
Look at
See,
this.
he's away well, and then he tries to squeeze Bernani. It was too late. He's gone.
Yep. Then it's the Volvo he's trying to squeeze, and suddenly he's lost it. The other Volvo, Girolami, comes through, doesn't he? And Katzberg and he block him out as they go down through turn 1.
And Huffy tries to muscle it out around the outside. You can see it's squirming under the brakes. Thinks he might hold the inside for down to 2, but the Volvos get in front of him and get alongside each other. And all they've got to do is go 2 by 2 through here. But Katzberg just, he hasn't got to win the race into the corner. He's got the corner. Maybe he was worried that Girolami was going to get the inside for 3 if he could go around the outside. Oh no, well, okay.
Huffy thumped.
That's a different story.
Yeah, Huffy thumped him quite hard.
He didn't jump, he was pushed.
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
Okay, right.
Right, now what's going to happen
That's
about
quite
this? Because
that's quite a different dynamic, isn't it?
Huffy got a black and white flag, didn't he, for contact in race 1.
It was an innocent.
Yeah.
So, right.
Oh, look at this pole star. I just cannot believe it.
Katzberg wasn't as guilty as we'd first thought there. The problem is the cars are on such a limit, and if Katzberg had braked a little bit earlier, then that would have caught Huffy out if he's not his normal braking zone, caused a little contact, which is minuscule. I mean, Katzberg only went a car width further out, but that obviously caused a contact with his teammate. So again, it's another difficult one for the stewards to sort out, but I hope it doesn't compromise Rob, because he's on, if he can keep it together, on for a strong result.
Yep, so we've got this extra lap to run now.
Yeah, we just got a notification, cars 12 and 63 under investigation.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So he's being involved in that.
But let's ask the question again, Matt, are they going to have all going to have the fuel to do 16 laps?
Well, we had a couple of cars run out of fuel. They run it marginal. You know, let's just have a quick look at Girolami. It's all clean. Katzberg's close, kissing. All right. Now Girolami's going to try and go all the way around the outside of 2 coming down here, which is 180 degree almost. Oh, it's so light. That touch, you can't believe that's made the difference. Guerreri makes an awful start. It's got a good view. Girolami comes up, and Michelitz gets him, and Chilton. He's still under yellow flag. Yeah, it's a pointed debate, that one is. Very difficult, because it was, I mean, the Volvo, it should take that sort of contact in Touring Car. You know, we saw the contact in the ETCC earlier on. The car should take that sort of, I say, punishment, but it was light contact.
And again, as you said, Nicky Katzberg had to brake, and that just caught Rob on the hop. So the Volvo leads here at the
Safety
moment.
car lights are out,
Yep.
Mark, so that means he's in this race. It's up for Bernani to back the pack up, try and pick his point. He can now go from whenever he wants, but he obviously doesn't want to catch. He can't decelerate, he can only accelerate. He obviously doesn't want to catch the safety car up, so he's got to pick his moment.
Yeah,
Which he will, to try and make it. Huffy seems to anticipate it. Whether these two can drop the Volvo.
Rob's giving him a hurry up, isn't he? Come on, come on. Anyway, of course, they might be in similar cars, but they are different teams, remember?
Oh, there's no love lost here. They want to, there's no sharing data, no sharing setups, so they are out for their own outfits.
Right, so we're off again. Still got 14 laps to run here at the Hungary ring. Bernani, Huff, Katzberg, Chilton.
Drive through car
Michelitz.
12? No way.
Right. Well,
Yeah, so Huffy's been given a drive-through
That's
for
ruined
getting into the Bad Katzberg.
that's ruined his race, which puts Katzberg and Chilton onto the podium behind Banani.
That is... I can't say I agree with that, if I'm honest. You probably have to say that Rob was the catalyst of the incident, but crikey, it was minimal.
But there was no penalty in the first race, was there, when that incident involving Chilton, Bjorg and Michelet took place? Anyway, let's get on with the racing. Rob is going to have to take that on the chin. Yeah.
I wonder whether you can leave it so many laps. I think can you leave it 2 or 3 laps before you take your drive-through, and then if you could make some space, you might not lose so many places.
Well, takes the lead.
Oh,
Wow.
now has Banani been told and Huffy not been told? Or is Huffy trying to make a point? Right, we've just got a radio transmission that Huffy's told, but he doesn't really care. So whether he's just gritting his teeth and getting on with it to prove a point.
Well, this is bragging rights, isn't it? Leading, even if you're going to have to give that lead back eventually by going through the pits.
Right, he can race. He can race to the pit lane, so... Obviously, Banani didn't want to fight too hard for it because these guys, Huffy's made the point. He's just made a point. Peeling in.
So the important thing is, where is he going to rejoin?
Now, don't get done for speeding in the pit lane, Rob. That seems ultra slow. They'll be doing just over 150 miles an hour down here. So that's 240 kilometers to our European friends.
He has to come down the pit lane at what, 80 kilometers?
Yeah, if that. So 64k probably. So he'll have some work to do when he gets out. What he doesn't want to do is set too fast. He needs to get his head down and pin his ears back. But if he sets too fast a lap time, then he's going to get pinged for it in the next few meetings. Yep. Yeah, with weight penalties and stuff. So it's a real rough one for Rob, that is.
So it's still Banani, Katzberg, Chilton, Michelet, Montero, Guerreri, Bjork, Erlache, Coronel and Michigami, our top 10 at the moment, the point scorers. Tommy Coronel then just inside the top 10. Well, let's hear from Banani.
Bien géré, Mehdi, bien géré. Pousse pour prendre un petit gap sur Katzberg, on est plus vite que la Volvo.
Yeah, so Banani, they're just saying...
He's just getting advised that he's got race speed on the Volvos, he's got a weight advantage, but he has got race speed. So as long as he keeps his cool, keeps his lines, then oh! What's he doing? He's running wide.
Well, luckily saved it, didn't he? But Katzberg all over him like a rash now.
Whoa. That's exactly the opposite as his team have just been telling him.
Yeah, Polestar, very happy about that.
At least with that decision, it should help. Yeah. Well, let's have a quick look at it from... he's just run wide, missed his apex.
Yep. Right off the track.
Crikey, if Katzberg had been closer, he could have tried to capitalise on that.
Perhaps he should keep quiet on the radio. Just been told, plus vite, you're plus vite, you're quicker than the Volvo, but here we go, nice fight here. This is Panis in the 8th place car with Gleeson giving a hard time, trying to go around the outside.
Will he be able to hold the outside line? Panis squeezing him. On the curb, he'll lose a bit of traction on there, but will he? Looks like he's going to get the inside for 2. That's it, nice, good. Oh, just losing the rear end as he's going in. Can Panis hold him out? So he's Panis has just got a bit wide on. No.
Yep,
Yeah,
he's
good.
got it.
Good move from Gleeson.
And look who's right behind them. That's Felipe going through as well. So Felipe, who had started from the pit lane, now up into 12th place. Monsters, Panis. So Panis loses 2 places in 2 corners.
Panis has got the new Honda engine, so he's been having a tough time of it. It's just whether reliability or just bad luck, it's not really been going his way at the moment. Fastest front sector of the race overall for Rob Huff, back in 15th place.
Yep.
So you can tell he's pretty cheesed off.
Il y a un problème avec les freins. La pédale est trop longue. C'est un gros problème avec les freins. Ok Mehdi, prends le grand, freine plus tôt, on est plus vite. On On est suffisamment vite pour se le permettre.
Right, that's interesting. Banani's got a problem with his brakes. He's running out of brakes, and he reckons he's going to struggle to stay in front of Katzberg's Volvo. So this is going to be interesting to see how he can pace this. He's really got to be... He's having to brake earlier than he normally would. Katzberg will be able to focus on that, especially into these heavy braking areas, which we can see into one now. Fastest second sector of the race for Rob Huff. So he is, he's really got his head down.
Well, of course, if Banani does have these brake problems and starts to lose a lot of time, if Norbert could be on the podium.
Well, if he's, I mean, sorry, Banani's just got to keep his head. He's got the weight advantage on the Volvo. If he can watch his braking into the corners, he can use the power and the traction of the Citroën out and the weight advantage, keep it tight round on the technical section. He could still come away with this win, even as a walking wounded.
Norbert Michelet then closing in all the time on the back of Tom Chilton there. And right behind him, Guerrari as well, so it's Honda 5-6 at the moment, but that should, 4-5, but that should improve.
Rob Huff has blasted the fastest lap of the race out the water with, and he's soon caught up on those tail enders, hasn't he?
Yep. Flashing his eyelashes at them. So Huffy's still down in 15th place, but he has to set the fastest lap of the race, something you warned him not to do.
Yeah, by quite a country mile as well, so there by the grace of God go I.
Yep. 11 laps still to go. Is he going to be able to make up that time?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds with Katzberg. He's only 0.7 of a second behind Banani. Banani will adapt. He will figure out how the car's working. Initially, when the car starts going not working as it should do, it's a panic, and that's why he'll be explaining to his team of what it's all about. But once you settle down, is that Panis running into braking problems as well? It is hot round here now. It's going to be hard on tyres and on brakes.
So Banani, Katzberg, Chilton and Michelet. Montero in 5th, Guerrari in 6th. But how long can Banani stay out there? We've heard twice now reporting brake problems.
Yeah, it's a strong showing for the Hondas in 4th and 5th for Michelet and Montero in the manufacturer standings. So if they can finish in that order, it'll be a good, strong weekend. They could leapfrog Volvo in that respect.
Kevin Gleeson then, he's got Felipe all over the back at the moment. Kevin having a good race there, running in a solid 11th at the moment.
The RC Motorsport larder, you can see it really moving around underneath Kevin Gleeson. He's having to work very hard, as the drivers did last year. You know, they can wring a time out of it, but they have to work hard in there.
Yeah, that Citroën of Felipe much quicker at the moment on the track, isn't he?
Yeah, as the Citroëns are at the front, you know, they just seem to be able to place the car where they want to. You know, it's lighter in retrospect to the other cars than it was last year, where because of you had Lopez and Muller always banging in the hard results and the fast laps. Then by virtue of they're in the mark, they all had to carry the maximum 80 kilos.
So 10 laps still to go. Banani, Katzberg, Chilton, Michelet and Montero are top 5. Rob Huff having had to serve that drive-through penalty, which totally spoiled his race here, and interesting what he's got to say about that after the race.
Mehdi Banani hanging on. Timing screen saying he's 9/10 away at the moment, in front of Katzberg at the moment, but it certainly doesn't look that as they came past the commentary box. Katzberg still shadowing him.
But Tom Chilton has opened a bit of gap now, hasn't he, on Norby?
Yeah, I think that's Chilton actually, when he's dropping Norby, but he seems to be moving up to Katzberg.
Yeah. Obviously got a good car under him, 60 kilos against the 80 kilos the Volvo's carrying.
This is actually not a bad. Okay, Michelin has had a rotten weekend so far. It's not a bad weekend for Honda because Honda aren't pumping in the super quick lap times, which in future meetings will come to benefit them. They want to get the best job they can do with the slowest lap time possible. So in that respect, they're getting results and getting points over Volvo, etc., and the other drivers. But they're banking time for race meetings, you know, when we're going to Nürburgring, Villarreal, you know, the ones we've got coming up.
Yeah, Bernardi's just put in his best lap of 51.0. Only person who's been quicker than him is Rob Huff.
Yeah, status quo. I was hoping a bit better, more things from Esteban Guerreri back there in sixth behind the two Hondas at the moment. Oh, Gleeson was he pushed out? And Huffy's on his case as well now, so Huffy's not going to want to mess around here. He's just want to get on with the job.
Yeah, this is the 12th place, well, it's 11th place with Gleeson on that, but...
I wouldn't have thought Gleeson, but yeah, Gleeson's just let him go. He's just saying, get on with it, let's follow you through, which is a really mature thing.
You might notice we've lost the sun now, so it's not behind the clouds for a moment.
Yeah, a bit of welcome relief for the drivers. Now it's a bit of a flash of the lights. Is John Philippi? John Philippi doesn't want to play Huffy's game. Rival Citroën camps, Lincoln and Sebastian Loeb Racing, so there's not too much love lost there, I don't think.
But if Rob can get past Filippi and then Michigami, he's into the top 10.
Just looking, and Bernani's eked out another 10th or 2 on Katzberg, so he's driving around his problems well. The Moroccan.
Yeah, he's kept quiet, hasn't he, since that first radio show.
What they probably didn't play is the engineer radioing back saying, just shut up and get on with it.
So,
which is the normal thing you'll get back from, we can't do anything about it, so just shut up and sort yourself out.
So Huff getting ready now to pounce on Filippi, who of course started from the pit lane. Huff himself a pit lane visitor.
I'll tell you what, I think they've been pretty rough with Huff this weekend. You know, that black and white flag for just a few track limits there for touching the back in race 1 was a bit mean. And then obviously the Katzberg incident, yes, he was the catalyst, but man, it was minimal.
Yeah, probably.
And the Volvo shouldn't have broken with what happened. It was obviously something touched tyre to tyre or something happened, but it was minimal contact.
Probably no more than happened with Tom Chilton and Ted Bjork in race 1 as well.
Probably less,
yeah,
in fact.
Chilton wasn't penalised for that, so
yeah.
Didn't even know about it.
Well, I bet Huff wouldn't have thought a thing. Yeah, Huff's going, go on, chap.
Can he take the place from Filippi? No, not yet.
Well, now Filippi's going to get held up by Michigami by the looks, because these Citroens do have a slightly faster pace than...
Yep, running 20 kilos lighter. Down the hill then. The Japanese driver doing all he can to fend off Filippi.
Yeah, something's going to kick off here sooner or later. He's got to seize the advantage, see if we can get 2 for the price of 1.
So 7 laps still to go. It's Bernardi, Katzberg, Chilton, and local hero Norby Mihilit.
I don't think Michigami's want to go roll over. He wants to get some good results himself. Back end of the top 10,
yep.
Back end of the points. Some World Championship points coming if he can hang on in here.
Well, the problem is he is holding up the Citroens, isn't he? Rob is getting very, very frustrated now.
Because all this time he's up the tailpipe of Filippi. It's going to be eating into his tyres. And the aero can't work properly. The engine will be getting hotter now, so Rob will be getting hotter. Using every bit of the track and some.
He knows he's going to be so careful, hasn't he? Another touch and he's going to be penalised again.
He could be in the steward's office for a long time tonight. Is he looking at the inside? Has he got him? Jean-Philippe just manages to keep it. The problem is he needs Filippi to make a move on Michigami, and Filippi isn't doing it.
Yep. Michigami's doing a great job. You know, he's holding his position.
Right,
still.
Rob's got a great
not blocking.
Great exit from there.
Yep.
Good slipstream down. get the engine wound up down the start-finish straight.
Here he comes.
This has got to be it.
Yeah,
This has got to.
dives down the inside into the braking zone.
He's bucking and weaving. Yeah, he's got the job done. As we can see, Philippi had a shot and he's holding the outside. No, he's got the inside for 2, so that's Philippi's fighting back.
Yeah, but it's not going to do it. And now, of course, Rob is going to try and deal with Mishigami, something Filippi couldn't do.
Yeah, they do seem to have the pace over Mishigami, so it shouldn't be too hard for him. Coronel is then 2.5 seconds up the road in his Chevy Cruze, so he's got a bit of work to do before he can get to him, but he's got a way to go there. Oh yeah, straight down the inside of Mishigami. Yeah. The Honda driver's got to be careful that he doesn't get done straight away by Filippi.
Meanwhile, Banani continues to lead. Had a win this year yet, of course. Did have 2 wins last year for Loeb Citroën.
Rob Huff now's got some clear air. He needs to get his head down, see if he can make some inroads, catch up on some valuable points.
Yep. But he's got 1 at the moment in 10th place, so Tommy Coronel will be the next.
We just saw Coronel go out a shot in his DHL Chevy Cruze.
But we're running out of time, aren't we? 5 laps still to go.
Katzberg's eaten into Banani's lead again, under a second behind him. They both seem to have dropped Chilton by a few car lengths on that one, so...
Yeah. But look how much Huff has opened up on Mishigami in just 1 lap. Shows how much he was holding him up.
Wow.
Filippi as well.
Shame for Rob Huff with the results it's promised.
Yeah.
In fact, his fastest lap is almost... It is actually slower. No, that was the last lap, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fastest
I'm looking at the wrong one.
He's the only one who's done a 50 so far, which, as you say, could count against him.
It's half a second clear of
Yep.
Katzberg and co.
Well, but as we say, rules is rules, and drivers are briefed, aren't they, about contact.
John Philippi breathing down Mishigami's neck. Hope he hasn't had too much garlic the night before. He'll be getting a good taste of that.
Well, again, is that going to be a drive-through penalty? Because it was no worse than what Huff did. The only problem is for Huff, it ended in the loss of a car, didn't it?
Yeah, but that's consistency, Mark.
Yep.
I mean, you're on about them being consistent.
Yep. So I'm new to this game, Matt.
Yeah.
So,
it's a difficult one for them to call, you know. Unfortunately, with Girolami, he was put out the race for a very minor contact, and it shouldn't have put him out. But at the end of the day, there was a driver compromised for it.
Yep.
Well, we've got Kevin Gleeson coming back into the mix as well. This is going to be another 3-car train.
Yeah, suddenly woke
And
up.
Gleeson see an opportunity.
Doesn't like being 13th.
Well, Gleeson is obviously lighter as well.
Oh.
He's got to run. He's got to run. Well, Philippi's cleared Mishigami, so is Gleeson going to be able to do it as well? Yeah, it looks like the weight works.
That's
Go on.
that's for 11th place.
Yeah.
He can hold it. He's climbing all over the curbs, but he forces Mishigami wide.
Good clean move. Now can Gleeson go with Jean Philippi?
Remember, Philippi's already passed him once, so obviously the car, as you say, is coming back to him. It's nice and light, the Lada.
Just a quick update on the front. Mehdi Banani's just managed to eke out to 1.2 seconds, so he's sort of fought off Katzberg's attack and managed to give himself a little bit of air to breathe in response. So that might break Katzberg's momentum there. Honda's still status quo, 4 and 5 behind Chilton. in front of Esteban Guerreri in the Chevy Cruze in 6th. Ted Bjorg in 7th, having a solid race. But, just steady away, really, in front of Yann Lachey. There we see Esteban Guerreri, Ted Bjorg hunting for another place and some valuable points. Volvo working well on the brakes, considering Bjorg will be running 80 kilos heavier than the Chevy Cruze of Guerreri. Katzberg looks closer than it is on the stopwatch. He looks as though that looks minimal. Bernani now, whether he is counting down the laps too quickly, it's Katzberg's keeping him honest. Getting into the technical section, this is where the Citroën should be strong with a slight weight advantage. Katzberg was unbelievably committed through there in qualifying. Of all 3 Volvos, he was absolutely spectacular, and as he proved himself to be the quickest Volvo driver in qualifying in this weekend. But yeah, and using a few of the track limits. Chilton's not out of it either.
Yeah, but Bernani really does seem to be in control, doesn't he? Just running a nice pace. And,
so I think you need to go off in turn 11 for the last 5 laps. Okay, copy that, copy that. Hopefully the referees will do something about it soon.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
yeah. Right, so...
yes, track limits.
Engineer telling him we'll try and do something about that.
Yeah,
It's probably a bit late, isn't it? So 2 laps to go.
Yeah, I think
And of course,
Ted is not happy with the
Ted not doing it himself.
amount of track Guerreri's using, but I think they're all sort of pushing the boundaries of where the edge of the track is.
Yep.
So, as we all do.
Well, yeah, something about the...
Ooh. Gap for the leads, come right down now. Just over half a second. Lap and a half to go.
Yep.
Can Katzberg smell a win? It'll be his first win for the Volvo outfit.
0.7 of a second, and that coming down even further. Bernani then, as we heard, brake problems earlier on, but he's been very quiet about that since.
Well, if Katzberg can get with him, and get with him into turn 1, he could put him under pressure into turn 1, force a mistake.
Well, this was earlier with Gleeson that we saw when he rode the curbs to take Michigami, and that was for 12th place. He then set off after Filippi, but he hasn't been able to catch him.
Katzberg's probably going to have one real big bite of this, and that would be down to turn 1 on the last lap.
A monster lunge.
Bernani's keeping it tight, keeping it clean.
Driven a faultless race, hasn't he? Been absolutely perfect lines.
Bernani's going to be, Daniel Nage. Looks like another one of the wounded. Bernani's going to be praying for this lap to be over. Katzberg's going to be wanting it to carry on for another 5 laps.
Well, of course, it's 2 laps more than Bernani bargained for because of the safety car. They put 2 onto the total, so this is lap 17 of 17 now.
Bernani's got himself enough space in front. Hold the Volvo driver off.
That was probably Katzberg's only chance, wasn't it?
Well, he could have a go. The Volvo looks as though it's been coming stronger in the technical section over the far end of the circuit. So if he gets with him, there's 2 big braking areas into 13 and 14. If he can line himself up, he's got to think of the back end of the lap. And he needs a slight mistake off Bernani, slight error on the brakes, and he could run wide and allow him to get his nose in. Katzberg's always super spectacular.
Clean through 4 into 5, and the chicane.
To be fair to Bernani, he's not putting a foot wrong at the moment.
Only got half a lap to do now.
To be a short ride home to Morocco if he can get this one over the line in front.
If Milani can pull it off, it'll be his third career win in the series. 2 wins last year for Sebastian Loeb.
Yeah, they'd had all those flags packed away from Marrakesh. They haven't been out since. They've obviously gone in the back of the truck digging them out. Still all pressed and folded.
Yep.
They're both clean through there on the track limits, as is Chilton behind them. Come on, Nicky, we're expecting some sparks from you. No, I think Nani's got it covered. The dues.
So Citroën are going to take it. Wow, this is as close as Nicky's been, but it's too late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Close but no cigar for Katzberg. Big win, Mehdi Benani, feature race.
Yes! Perfect! Everything perfect! Thanks all the team. Thanks all the guys. Thanks, Johan.
Everything perfect bar the brakes he was complaining from the second lap.
Allowed to have his win. Well, there'll be a couscous party down at the garages tonight. Well done, Mehdi. That's, as we say, win number 3, won twice last year, won at the final weekend of the year for Sebastian Loeb Racing, and that's now 3, so he'll start to move into the all-time stats. Yeah,
it's a shame we didn't get Norbert Miselitz onto the podium for a home podium.
Yeah.
But 4th and 5th for the Castrol Hondas is a very strong result with for them, and will do them no harm at all in the Manufacturers' Trophy. Good result considering the qualifying and early pace for Coronel in 9th. Rotten for Rob Huff in 10th, and it's a case of really what could have been. I think the marshals have almost got his national colours with the flags, haven't they?
Yes. But of course, the other thing, double podium for Tom Chilton this weekend, so that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well done, Tom. Well, Huffy then, at least he comes away with 1 point. He gets the fastest lap. And that, as you say, might count against him.
Yeah, it'll be a somber Rob Huff on the slowing down lap, and I would have thought it would be a somber Rob on the way home tonight or in the morning.
Well, let's hear it from Diego Montero, who finished in 5th.
That must have been a very boring race for you guys. Very good for the championship, Diego. Very, very good.
Well, for Montero, his 2 closest rivals, Ted Bjork and Rob Huff, where are they? Behind him.
Yeah. So that's more points.
He was 40 points in front. Now that's pretty impressive.
Doing it again.
Hungarian Eurovision contestants on the Oki again.
Yeah, so Montero gets 10 points for that, of course. But here's the man who's picked up the maximum, 30 points. Of course, you get 5 extra points this year for the main race win. And when you look at it, the Honda was the slowest ultimate fastest lap of the main championship runners. Right. Citroën, Volvo. So in theory, weight should swing back in Honda's favour going forward. So you'd expect what, to lose 20 kilos? Or?
Mark, I don't know. I've tried working it out, and you need to be more than a mathematician. Great result for the Moroccan.
So it's not done on results, it's done on times,
on fastest lap times, official session, so I think he's going to be probably buying a new roof for Citroën Elise. As that dent's very easy, those roofs are like paper thin. There you go, you can see that.
Well, they'll be dancing in the streets of Fez tonight, won't they?
Yes.
Everyone wants to congratulate the winner, Mehdi Banani.
Aki meg nem tudom most, hogy milyen a lelki állapota, hiszen ő most már a Volvo-t segíti. Oskászburg a Volvo-val második, de ugye Girolami az elején kiesett. Kicsit hasonló érzésük
Strong weekend for Sebastian Loeb Racing. Citroen fight back. Chilton on the podium twice. Mehdi Banani getting the feature race win.
Yeah, but I mean, one has to feel sad for the Hungarian crowd. They came here full of expectation. They haven't had the results they wanted, have they?
It was going to be a tough ask this weekend with the Hondas, all the Hondas carrying the maximum 80 kilos. So it's a difficult weekend.
Well, Alex is down with Mehdi. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Our winner of the main race, Mehdi Banani, congratulations.
Thanks.
What a fantastic race. What a start.
yeah, it was a very good, wonderful race. It's like a dream race for me. I try to manage all the start because we work well on this weekend on the start with all Sebastian Loeb Racing. And for me, it's something very, very good to have this victory of the World Championship race in Hungary to Morocco. I think, but I want to thank a lot the help of the King of Morocco, because without him I will never be driver racing. So thanks a lot for King of Morocco for all the support and to trust on me.
You, Mehdi, have made your papa very proud.
Yeah, I know. Don't remember me because now I'm trying to find him, so please.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, have you ever thanked our Queen for your victories, Matt?
Maybe I should.
A very, very nice touch there, nice little
Yeah.
royal touch there.
Yeah.
And, we look forward to hearing the Moroccan national anthem in a few minutes' time. And Alex is off on the hunt, no doubt, for Nick Katzberg and Tom Chilton. And maybe, just maybe, we can get a word of Rob Huff if he's not sulking.
There you go, Sebastian Loeb Racing, 1 and 3. Katzberg leading the Volvo charge in second place, but 4th and 5th, strong result for the Castrol Hondas there. Michigami backing up 3rd Honda in 13th. It's a case of what might have been for Rob Huff in 10th, salvages a point, but it's not where he wanted to be. There you go, look, he only has to lift his hand up. Norby, and love him. Rain or shine, win or not, he's still their hero.
I love that Norby with 4 O's on it to celebrate his.
There you are, Mark, championship points.
Yep. Wow. Who can stop Montero now?
Chilton back up into 3rd as well. Katzberg 2nd. That's had a bit of a shake-up behind Montero. Montero's just slowly munching away at it, but the rest are all fighting for the podium positions.
And suddenly Banani becomes a player, of course. That's the other thing. Now he's got that win under his belt this year. It could be more.
Yeah, Girolami getting pushed out of it, and it's not for the want of speed or trying, because
3rd career win.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Well, Alex is down there on the podium.
The podium of the main race here at the Hungaroring. Put your hands together for our 3rd position driver, Tom Chilton.
So well done, Tom. 2 podiums this weekend.
And in 2nd place, it's Nicky Katzberg.
The Dutchman then comes up, and he and Tom
And
get on
your
well
winner
there, so
from
they're
Sebastian
congratulating
Loeb
each other.
Racing is Mehdi Banani.
And I think everyone would be happy for Mehdi's win here, won't they? He's very popular.
he's a very likeable character. I mean, I know Michelitz wasn't very happy with him at Monza, but he's a very likeable character.
Yes, let's just remind ourselves, he came this weekend with a 5-place
And the
win
winning
penalty,
manufacturer
which fortunately
is
he only had to take
Sebastian
in
Loeb Racing.
the opening race.
And now the national anthem, presenting
So
the
the
trophy
Marseillaise
to
then
Tom
rings out there.
Chilton for 3rd position is Gerfas Ola, the president of the National Automobile Sport Federation of Hungary.
So, Mark, that's 5 winners in 6 races we've
Yep.
had?
Yep.
That's pretty wide
So-
open, isn't it?
Schultz Schule, the president and CEO of Hungary
Montero
Sport
too.
PLC, will present the trophy to our
And
2nd
then we've
position
had-
driver, Nicky Katzberg.
With Mehdi's win, it's a pretty wide open championship.
And Jun Otta, the senior executive of JVC Kenwood, will present the trophy trophy to our winning driver, Mehdi Banani.
Yes, and of course Montero, only 2 times winner this year. Banani, his 3rd career win after 2 wins with Citroën last year.
WTCC trophy winner to Mehdi Banani.
Oh, he's got a lot of baggage to take home with him, isn't he, on the flight?
Yeah, Chilton's got a fair bit of baggage as well. He's got have to find a bit more mantle space.
We'll present the winning manufacturer's trophy to SLR.
I can think of worse things to put in your
Light Racing.
mantle space, though.
So, Matt, we talked about it before, that the Nürburgring Nordschleife, the Green Hell, in 2 weeks' time. What's the form going to be there?
Yeah, we're back in 2 weeks. It's not a Sunday race, it's a Saturday race as we go for May 27. So qualifying will be on the Friday in the prelude to Nürburgring 24 Hour, as will the races on 2 3-lap races around the awesome, intimidating Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit. So it's a case of stay with us. It's going to be exciting. It was one of the most exciting races last year, so we'll see you there.
Well, Matt Neal, me, Mark Cole, for the great weekend here is that you will get Martin Haven back with Matt for the Nürburgring, the tallest team in commentary land. But it's been great being here in Hungary, and thank you everyone on Eurosport for joining us. Has been superb racing. So look forward to seeing you all. Plenty of motorsport still to come on Eurosport.